All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1254 on this beautiful Tuesday evening. It is June 23rd of this beautiful day. And tonight we are going to have test taking techniques. Tuesday, it is going to be the way to help you get those pass notices without having to necessarily know the content. It is the quick way around. It is the way to get an answer right. It is the way, if you were just going to guess anyway, why not? It is a strategy, it is a skill set, it is a technique that can help you pass. We've had lots of people pass with it, and we are hoping that you will pass these exams just exactly the same way. But this is just a small sample. So if you like to know more, we're going to tell you how to find out. But who am I first? I am Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office over at KonaButterflyz. That to my left, who is nodding and aggressively tapping her fingers because she's got ADHD, is Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7. And the only reason I bring her up about the ADHD, guys, is that a lot of you have it. A lot of you don't have Instagram ADHD. You actually have ADHD. There's a huge difference. A lot of times people say they have it, but really they just are distracted by their phone. But Brandy actually really, really, really does have it, diagnosed and everything. Should be on medication, but we don't do that. And that's great news for you because she's going to show you how to deal with that. And one of the reasons that she's so good at dealing with that is because of these techniques and these skill sets that helped her pass these exams. Because getting through a Series 65 book, there's some of these study preps that are out there, was like what, 1,000 pages, 700 pages, 800 pages. Series 7, same thing. She passed both those exams on the first try, and it wasn't because she read any of those books, because she ain't got time for that. We at the time had three small children. When I say small children, they were under the age of 6 or probably younger. Um, and there was no time for that. It was just running around Rugrats, right? And just look at me, mommy, right? But she got through it and she did it. And one of the reasons why is because these techniques and skill sets and the way we teach our boot camps with the content and just teaching you guys just the stuff you need to know just so you can pass. Just really learning how to zero in on the key words, learning how to make connections, learning how to find those answers and have a really good guess when you don't know. Believe it or not, Brandy didn't know any of this stuff when she took a lot of these exams. She didn't, honestly, she did not. That came much later, after happened to have the opportunity to teach people, because they were like, dude, how'd you pass all these exams on the first go? Like, how are you fully licensed within 6 months of signing your contract? Like, I don't understand how you got in the business. 6 months later, you're fully licensed. How did you do that? You're like a stay-at-home mom. You didn't go to, like, you don't have any special skill sets that were already a prerequisite to do this. Like, there's nothing in there that would point it out to how you could have got here. So she started teaching people how to do this, and then we had some success doing it, and then we needed to figure out how to like get it out to everybody. And then we started the Studying Brew during 2020. And who knew the whole thing was going to be like the way it was? Because the Studying Brew, this thing that we did, it was only supposed to be a week, not 1,254 episodes later. Um, that might be coming to an end soon, but everything has a season, right? But 1,254 episodes ago, we didn't know that we'd be sitting here 1,254 episodes later. And one of the reasons why we're sitting here 1,254 episodes is because of the techniques, because of the things we're going to teach you tonight, and because of the stuff that we have in our content, because of the 21-day plans that we have available. So if you can't attend any of these boot camps that we have once a month, we're going to have another one at least once a month now, it seems. We are going to have another one come in July that we will be dropping a lot of information on you on Thursday. Literally, we just come to the conclusion that we're going to have another one right now. What's the date on that?
July 19th through the 22nd.
And that is the SIE, right?
That is the SIE.
And that's evenings.
That is the evening.
It's going to be another Kona nights, the 4 days, 4 hours. If you didn't catch that, we'll have more information going out soon. It is July what?
19th through the 22nd. It's a Sunday through a Wednesday.
There you go. And it's going to be after you get at home from work, kind of thing. It's going to be before it hits midnight if you're on the East Coast. It's going to be before you can't make any more calls on the West Coast. It means that you could still work afterwards. Typically we run on West Coast time. It's like 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 4 to 8.
So 8 p.m. summertime, you can still get some work done. You can still go do stuff afterwards if you have to. But the idea is if you do have a day job or you are busy during the day, that this is a lot easier to attend, a lot easier for people to do. We did one like a month ago, and it was pretty successful on people locking in to get through that information and get some of that Kona system down and getting on to the next exam. So we're going to do that again in July. So look for more information for sure. Yeah. But in the meantime, if you can't attend a boot camp and you're like, Andy, that doesn't work for me. I got this, I got that going on. I got all kinds of things going on in July. I got travel plans, whatever. You could still get your stuff done. You could still get your SIE done. You can still get your 63 done. You can still get your 6 done, your 26, 65. You can do that by getting on to that program, the 21-day plan. We have those available. Get your study plan and you just start it. You start it whenever you want. You can start it in the morning, you start it at night. You can do the whole dang SIE in 1 week and test on Sunday. We've had somebody do that many a times. We've had people go through the whole program less than 21 days. The SIE, the 21 days actually, because you have to wait for the U4. But they were completely licensed, including the Series 65 and the 26 in 60 days. And I think we had another person who was 90 days. So you could really go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. It's really up to you. That's why we have these study plans available. That's why it's structured the way it is. It's literally that we're not holding you back. That's why everything's packaged together so that way you can go and grab one exam and go on to the next. You don't need to wait for us. You don't need to wait for the next one. That's one of the drawbacks of boot camps. You do have to wait for the next one if you're doing it that way. But I'm telling you guys, if it was for me, I would probably do the study plan. I would probably do that. You can get in on the study plan for half the price of one of our boot camps, to be honest. And you can get in there and go get your exam going. And you get that done in 21 days, be done with it, move on to the next, and go faster than we can possibly pop out these boot camps. So you don't need to wait around for boot camps. You don't need to wait around for any of that stuff. You can just get your 21-day plan and get started. Scan the QR code, hit the links, or give me a phone call at 951-290-3077. Also, we have that Kona community on the Discord. Check us out. Leave me a message over there. SIE 663 2665. We got books for you. Check out all the books. You can reach all this stuff on this. Scan the QR code or hit the links, any of that stuff on our link tree. So get your study plan going and get all that we have to offer. And I will have the boot camp. So if you want to register, if you have our link tree, if you want to register for those that boot camp when it goes live, you can do that. It'll be available on that link tree as well. Just a reminder of our summer schedule. Tonight is Tuesday. We'll be finishing up the Studying Brew. The next time we see you guys is on Thursday for another episode of the Studying Brew. And then on Mondays, we have the Kona Way. Tuesday morning, like today, we had small group tutoring. So those are the sessions we're running all summer. The Kona Way, we just did another one on notes. Brandy did a great way of showing you how to get through those notes, guys. Notes is something that people do, but they don't know how to do. It is the thing that people all the time think they're doing right or they think they're doing effectively. And usually they're doing a lot of waste of time. When we first started doing this, I mean, Brandy and I both went to college, whatever. I don't remember in our crappy high school, I don't remember ever being taught. Well, I did, but not really did we have anybody really teaching us how to like take notes, honestly. And even in college, they just assumed you did. So there's no one really teaching it. Brandy learned a great way to show you guys how to effectively study and use your notes to your advantage and actually have a leg up on everybody who thinks they know how to take notes, because the go-to, the default for most people is I'm just going to rewrite everything the person says. That usually isn't the best notes. Usually that what that is just more stuff that you're not going to read. And it doesn't really help you study. So if you haven't caught that episode, look for that replay that went out. I also have it in the reminder that's going out tomorrow. So Wednesday, we don't have sessions, but in that reminder that goes to your email, if you are a member, go and look. You will see one of those links for the notes. We also have the OMs on there. We also have a lot of other great replays that'll help you level up and help you get that edge. So don't ignore those Wednesday emails. There's all kinds of great replays and information in there for you to get help. And then also, Tom Bien, if you want to get on those small group tutoring sessions, if you want to get on that one-on-one tutoring session, in those emails, you will have a link for that as well. All right. If you're not following us on Instagram, I wish you would. I talked about him the last time we saw you, but now I got a picture. So congratulations to Michael Huckaby. for passing the Series 63. He is now fully licensed onto the Series 65. So congratulations, because we got to pass. Ah! And as we said on last Thursday, it's all Kona.
Yep.
All Kona. He saw the episode actually and said, "Here's your picture, Andy." And then he wanted to let you guys all know that in Washington, D.C., they don't have white paper, it's all yellow. He was kind of mad.
Actually, it was kind of, I honestly thought it was kind of cool. I was like, dude, do they print out like the 6 on blue paper and the SIE on pink paper?
No, his attitude was, of course, in DC, they only have yellow paper. Why? So he was a little bit
Because
more
nobody
disturbed.
uses yellow paper.
He's a little bit mad, I think. I don't know. I was reading into his email or text.
There's an Office episode that says, why do all memos have to be in white? Why can't we just write them? Why can't we have memos on different colors?
Why is legal paper yellow?
I don't know.
Why is legal notes yellow?
I don't know. I have no idea. Because they needed.
Why is that yellow?
I don't know.
There's probably a reason.
I'll
All right,
Google it
ready?
later. Kona.
Let's
Yes.
go on to those 6 questions, Brandy, before your ADHD gets more out of control.
The dog. All right, guys. No content needed. I want you to know that today I had my 16-year-old help me with the questions, and I actually said to her, I'm like, what does this sound like? And she answered wrong. Now, that's not a bad thing because she's not studying for her securities license. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, well, if you didn't get this right, then a no content necessary night, this is not a good question.
Well, I mean, and also to be fair to her, she was also distracted because she has ADHD.
Well, I was reading it to her too.
Yeah, she was doing her
If I didn't have
anatomy class,
I
painting her nails, and studying all at the same time.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you guys that out of a 10 question quiz, there was 4 of them that needed content to answer the
That's
question.
still not bad.
Nah. 4? That's a 60% with no content. You guys hear what I'm saying? If 6 out of 10 questions I can answer with no content, that's a 60% with no content. Anyways. All right, you guys ready? I got them all. Let's go. And I made sure I whited out all the questions. All right, guys, I have a debtor position, a creditor position, an obligation, and an equity position. So right away, I was looking at these two are the similar, right? Because they talk about, I don't know if there's an IAR or if it's just LAR. Anyways, debtor and creditor are actually, these are opposite, right? They're not similar. These are straight up opposite. So I'm like, okay. Those are opposite, right? And then I looked at obligation and I was like, okay, well, maybe that's different. But then I looked at it differently and I said, wait a minute, a debt, if you have a debt, you have an obligation, right? So I said, well, these two are the same. Does that make sense? So if A and B are opposite and A and C are the same thing, I could cross those off right away. And without even looking at the question, I know that the answer is B, just simply because of the way the answers are. Now, again, one day, I swear, I keep saying this, one day I'm going to tell you guys the content behind the answer. But for right now, that's the answer. That's all you need to know. Next. So I was going through this one and I'm like, okay. I see the main thing that stood out to me is that there's 3 ands, so that's not going to work, right?
The
and
thing
then,
that stood out to me was B and C start the same.
exactly. So this says repurchase price and this says repurchase price. So I went over to the back end of the questions and this says and maturity date, and this one says and the maturity date.
So we have a double dip situation in B.
Got a double dip. Easy, right? So our answer then is going to be B. And honestly, y'all, I didn't look at the question. I didn't look at the question, but I could look at the question for you.
See how the beginning of the sentence on both matches, and then we found one that matches the end of the sentence. That was it.
That's it. The double dip. That was it. Sales risk, market risk, systematic risk, or non-systematic risk.
Automatically, C and D are opposites. 95% of the time, those are going to be one of those is going to be the answer.
But
Not always.
so now we have to actually see the question because we got to know which opposite we're picking. And so right away, I saw that we were talking about a company.
So that's non-systematic.
And then if you go to the back of the question, it says the firm's stock fell. It's just one.
So it's non-systematic.
So we're going.
If you guys aren't seeing that connection, it's just basically one company in a whole market of companies is not the complete system, is it?
Exactly.
If the whole market crashed, then that would be a systematic risk.
Yeah, because I can tell you guys content wise, these two are the same thing. These are the same, but we were trying not to do
right
content, right? So we could have actually got the answer without even looking at the question.
Right. So there you go. There's another way. So we already dialed it in. 95% of the answers are going to be the opposite, right? So we already had it systematic or non-systematic right off the bat. If we applied our content, we would have noticed that market and system are exactly the same thing. So you can't have that one of those answers be the right answer because both would have to be right, which isn't going to happen.
Correct.
So that would leave automatically non-systematic without even looking at the question.
Correct. And there's no such thing as sales risk.
Yeah.
What is that?
All sales are risks.
Exactly. So I went through here and I just said, well, there's one chance, there's one thing that has
sales risk.
Oh, there's one answer choice that has the word and in it. So I took the risk of not looking at the question and I was right. And if you guys knew 144, shout out those who were at the boot camp on Thursday and Friday, you know that it's control and restricted.
Yeah. And look, if you guys know the content and you got that right, awesome. But let's say you're like out of time. Let's say you're trying to rush it, whatever, you're totally distracted, or for whatever reason, you're having to guess. You don't remember this. That's a great way to get an answer.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you're going to guess, might as well.
Gonna guess right. Oh, okay. That's a lot. Again, I don't know if you guys heard earlier, distracted, right? So that's a lot. So I like to just scan first for some fun facts. And I noticed that this said 8 and 9. That's a number. And then I was like, and it has an and. And then I looked. I did more looking on if any other answer choice had the word and in it. And it didn't. So
you didn't really read B, C, and D. You were just looking to see if it has an and in it.
Y'all, I didn't read any of it.
And the only reason you were looking for that is you wanted to see if that C would be qualified as an answer, because if it was the only one with an and in the answer, that is the answer.
Yeah, I didn't read any of this.
If you would have found that in any other answer choice, you would have had to do a deeper dive.
Correct. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Is this the last one? No, I have one more. I do want to say this. I want to shout out because you guys are going to be like, no, I remember it's 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. I remember those numbers specifically. And you would be right. Here's what made it wrong. It says in the time zone from which the representative is making the call. So, guys, it's not just memorizing 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. It's also, you got to remember that it's the recipient's time zone, not where it's calling from, but where it's calling.
Case in point, sometimes people on the East Coast, they hear me say that I'll start answering the phones at 8 a.m. They should be calling me at 5 a.m.
Right.
And they're like, Andy, why aren't you answering your phone?
So what would have made that true? Look at that. It's literally 2 words that make that statement incorrect. And we would normally skip it because we're focused on the 8 and 9.
It's the time zone of the person picking up the phone.
Yes. All right. Last one.
Remember when it used to be, we haven't changed it from picking up the phone. We don't actually pick up the phone anymore.
Well, I pick up the phone to hit.
We just accept the call. We more or less accept the call now. We don't pick up the phone.
Anyways. All right, y'all. I want you guys to guess what the answer is in this particular. I want you guys to look. Discipline. I'll read it for those of you who are listening. Disciplinary sanctions by a financial regulator in the United Kingdom, willful misstatements made in an application for membership, expulsion by the Chicago Board Options Exchange for violations of trading floor rules, or conviction of a DUI resulting in a fine and probation. What's your answer?
With the and, I'm gonna assume D.
But it's not happening, y'all. The answer.
I know nobody caught
You
on to
guys are
that.
focusing on content. Remember, we said a no content night.
Oh, you guys all get a rubber band around your wrist and snap it.
Okay. The conviction of a DUI resulting in a fine and probation. Thank you.
Tori caught on.
That's the answer. That's the answer. Right there. Boom. And I know because you guys are going to look.
I appreciate all those that participated in the chat.
Yeah.
And for just for the just for legal reasons, you don't need to put a rubber band around your wrist and snap it.
No, please do not.
That was a joke.
No. But guys, did you, I mean, 6 questions, no content. I asked you guys to answer the question, and a few of you participated and answered with content. See what I'm saying? The default is content, and I'm going to say, you know what? Y'all got to let it go. Sometimes you need to let it go because this was not a content-based question. I mean, it could be, but it didn't need to be.
But why would that be? You guys gonna stop at the but why?
I mean, I could tell you why. A, B, and C are all talking about specifically the securities industry.
Right.
E just says you were drunk driving.
Right.
That's it.
I mean,
and then there was no felony.
Right.
That you had a DUI.
Right. Y'all know there's felony DUIs and then there's not felony DUIs.
Yeah.
Huge difference. But that's the difference you don't need to know right now. All you got to know is look for that hand. Or you would have got it right. All right. Before we go, I just want to say congratulations to Mr. Huckaby passing the Series 63. Also, before we go, I'm gonna do this. Still, we need prayers for Bruce Bell. He is going through some pretty serious cancer treatment. His wife is trying to get her license done.
Will get.
Right, she will, but right now she's in the study mode. So, but we need prayers. We need prayers for them. We need prayers for them to do all that they need to get accomplished for Bruce to beat back this thing called cancer, and for her to stay on track and do what she's got to do through this tough time, and obviously healing for the both of them and lots of love. Something that hopefully, that we don't all have to go through, but if we do, it's good to have a community behind you. It's good to have people praying for you and pushing for you and giving you all the love you need, because it's something that's it's tough. So, and we're here for people, and we're here for all of you. So if you ever have anything that you need help and prayers for, just let me know. But right now, I just need to we need to reach out to Bruce, and we need to pray for him and his recovery and his healing, and also strength for Cindy as she goes through this. But on a other side of this note, so we can leave on a positive, right? Now, we have a boot camp coming up. Make sure to pay attention to those emails. It's coming at the end of July. SIE. We got a lot of things going on. Make sure to reach out to Brandy. We'll see you guys on Thursday for the Studying Brew. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We so super appreciate you guys. Practice these techniques in your quizzes. Let go of content every once in a while. You guys got this. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.